By the way, if you're looking for a good dry fire regimen book, right, Steve Anderson's Refinement and Repetition book is probably one of the best ways to get started in dry fire. Sometimes it's on Amazon, most times at andersonshooting.com. You do the 12 drills in that thing, take what you learned from this class, and his suggestions and tips and tricks. Dry fire 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week. It'll be impossible for you not to get better, okay? So, 3 modes of practice. Accuracy mode, speed mode, and then they call it match mode for the last one. I have enough friends that don't compete, so match doesn't resonate with them, so I call it real mode, okay? Briefly about those. In accuracy mode, all you're doing is picking the distance, the number of rounds, the size of the target. Your only job is to hit the target. While that's simple, it's not easy because you got something called an ego, all right? Speed mode, you're not suspending the judgment of accuracy, you're just not being overly harsh on it. You want to do a bill drill at 7 yards, 6 rounds to the A zone. You just can't keep everything in the A zone and make that time hack. So open it up to the Charlie, right? Then when you get that in your procedural memory, then refine it back down to the A zone, okay? But in speed mode, speed is the most important thing. Finally, in real mode, you're not thinking about fast, you're not thinking about slow, you're just thinking about the process, right? If you do that correctly, not worrying about past mistakes or future results, just worry about the process, you'll get exactly what you deserve from all the hard work you put in before the test. Or you'll get exactly what you deserve from all the hard work you did not put in before the test, all right? So I like to start off with accuracy mode. Why? For me, it's a discipline thing because daddy liked to go fast, right? So I got to be able to control that cougar on demand. Also, it's a kit check, all right? We could be banging away at 3, 5, 7 yards on a full-size silhouette. Your optic might be loose, your zero might be off, but you don't know because you're shooting at such a big target. In accuracy mode, you're going to figure out in the first 10 to 20 rounds if your kit is fucked up, all right? So what are we going to do for accuracy mode? 10 yards, 10 rounds, 2-inch squares, okay? I'm going to demo it for you first, and then we're going to talk about why people commonly miss in the 4 quadrants, high, low, left, and right. And you're going to do it. First relay takes a little bit of time, okay? Everyone's pretty much going to watch me diagnose everybody. It is the only way I can pound my methodology into you by you hearing it over and over again, addressing different people with different issues. The most prominent thing in my sight picture needs to be the letter in the square. If there is any debate as to which one is more prominent, turn your dot down. Turn your dot down, okay? Here we go, 10 rounds. All right. Everybody, let's go look at it. Downrange.
Downrange.
Okay, so I dropped one. I gave my pen away. Can I borrow somebody Sharpie? Thank you. All right, so first thing I do is I draw, thank you, 2 lines on either side of the square. That visually breaks everything up easily. See the 4 quadrants, high, low, left, and right? Generally a couple of reasons why you miss in either quadrant, okay? Now the 2 things though that you should not take a lot of time in worrying about, right? The first one is, even though I don't have any, let's say there's a line break right there, okay? Guys, stop worrying about line breaks. Why? If that 2-inch square was your eye socket and I line break your eye socket, would you be okay? No. Then shut the fuck up about line breaks, okay? The second one is, now I'm not doing this because I did it right here, but let's say that you have this one. That one's a clear miss, okay? You've got whole grease ring, white, and square. But if I had that same level of marksmanship at 50 yards aiming for the A zone, would I still hit the A zone? Yeah, the answer is yes, right? So don't do better next time, but don't worry about it so much, right? Especially if you're a coach, okay? Because the margin of error is so small, you're not going to see what the person did. You're not going to see it in their grip, you're not going to see it in their trigger press, and you can't see what they see. So if you do try and do something, you're going to do the worst mistake an instructor can ever make, and that is make up shit, right? All this shit you guys have been told, glutes, quads, leaning forward, locking out, squeezing your fucking spleen, whatever they told you to do, right, is all came up from non-athletes making up shit, okay? Just making up shit, all right? Don't do that either, all right? Cool. So, 3 reasons why you miss high, right? First one is the dot's right there, and you pull the trigger when it's there because you're being impatient, okay? Just wait for the dot to be in the square. Cool? Right. Second one is compensation. You miss one low, so the next one you do is you miss one high, right? We do that all the time. You ever been shooting, like especially lattery, right? You're shooting with your carbine, you go long on steel, and you go short, and you go short, and you go long, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize your body follows your eyes, and you just look where you want to go. Compensation is a byproduct of timing. Timing is a byproduct of speed. Is there any speed necessary in this drill, guys? There is not, okay? Finally, the last one is healing. I know you all heard of healing before because of the diagnostic marksmanship wheel, right? Next time you see that on the internet, go ahead and print it and then burn it. It's worth nothing, okay? It's about bladed, one-headed bullseye shooting. I don't think it's good for that shit anymore, okay? But the one thing they got in name only was healing, okay? But it's not because of anticipation, like they say it is. It's because you're an alpha and this shit's boring. So instead of doing a good trigger press back to the web of your hand with your trigger finger, your heel helps out your trigger finger, and you do this. And you cut the distance in half and send the gun up. Healing, however, is the pain. What's the problem? Okay, can I borrow you real quick? You face them, put your firing hand out, make a fist, okay? I'm gonna imitate my grip. High on the bore axis, pinky pressure in. Try and heel up. Up. Oh. There you go, very difficult, right? Now I'm gonna do what some of you guys do. Try and touch the muzzle, separate the hump in the hole, now heel up.
Keep doing that.
That way.
Yeah.
Got it? Good. Do it. Up.
What's up?
Up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Up, right? Much easier, right? So guys, thank you. Appreciate it. Get out of here. So guys, healing is the pain. What's the problem? Weak support hand grip. Fix the problem, the pain goes away, right? So those are 3 reasons why you miss high. 3 reasons why you miss low. First one's compensation. You miss one high, so you miss one low, all right? Stop doing that. The second one is you're a sniper, okay? And unless that dot is in the middle of the middle of the middle, you're not pulling the trigger. But if you do that, as the dot is dropping down, you pull the trigger here, you have a 1-inch margin of error. Spend a lot of time on this one you shot, okay? So this one right here, does that comply to the 50-yard rule? Yes. You have 5 words to tell me why that happened.
Over-gripped right here.
Boom, stop, keep moving. Good, that's it, that's all I care about that one, okay? On this one, all right, so we got that one, that one right there. So I want to talk about that one. What happened on that one? Too much right hand and that drove you down. Okay, especially with how slippery we are in this humidity, right? Cool, awesome. Both of those, close to the 50-yard rule. Here's the thing, guys. I take much more time on marks or on windage mistakes than elevation mistakes. Elevation mistakes are usually a thing of timing, right? And a little slippery. Windage is marksmanship. That's what you need to work on first, okay? Cool, keep on moving. Oh, hold on. Just a little bit off to the side there.
Relax my grip a little bit.
And your firing hand took over. But he had his sights and his trigger squared away, so the detriment was minute. Okay, cool, moving on. All right, so, who shot? Okay, counselor, tell me about these 3. Why am I asking about these 3? Because he's already beaten himself up out the other 7. I don't need to help him, okay? I'm gonna mark that for your partner though. Tell me about the 3 hits, counselor.
Support hand was not being a bitch.
Okay, so you remember what the difference between what wasn't being a bitch and when it was being a bitch? You remember the difference, how it felt in your grip?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. So what'd you do to fix it though? Show me what you did to fix it.
Gripped harder.
Did you bring it back?
Higher thumbs and harder.
So you do remember what it feels like.
Pressure.
Anything south of that, you're gonna fix your grip, okay? So when were these? In the beginning, at the end, in the middle?
The hits were toward the end.
Toward the end, so you figured it out, right? Good, he figured it out. I don't need to change anything. But what we do need to do is work on his stamina, okay? This is like any other sports thing, especially out in this fucking heat, right? I know he can hit 3, so I'm gonna have you do 3. No matter how well or poorly you're doing, do another 3, take a break, another 3, take a break, and then 1. Build up that stamina, okay? Cool, moving on. All right, who shot? Okay, what's that one right there?
That one was like number 5 or something. I was able to hold the grip better. The first ones were sliding, my grip was just sliding.
So we know he can hit 1. So what does he need to do? 1, take a break, rebuild, 1, take a break, and then you build it up from there, okay? All right, who shot?
Me.
Okay, when were...
Those were my first 2.
No, this one and this one? Those
No,
are your...
no, those 2 on the outsides, and so then I got my shirts half together at the bottom with those 3.
Okay. And then what?
And then these ones were I kind of realized that I was just pulling straight through it and not prepping myself.
Okay, so let's look at the dynamic that just happened, okay? What was my question going to be? When were your first 2 hits, right? Because I don't need to beat her up about the 8 misses. She's already doing that. What did she only want to talk about?
The
Her
misses.
Making her forget what? What she hit and what she did right. Guys, all we do is beat ourselves up all the fucking time. That's great. You're valiant for beating yourself up, right? Self-deprecation. I get it, right? I do that shit too. But if you don't analyze and commend yourself on the successes, you're going to forget the successes, okay? You're going to forget, right? It's like, well, I'm just being like my NRA instructor that gave me my instructor thing or whatever, blah, 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 right? You know why he was so tough on you? Because he couldn't fucking shoot. That's why. And all he had to do was intimidate you and yell at you because he can't shoot either. Focus on the successes. There is a quote from Musashi, right? And he says that every time you speak poorly to yourself, the warrior inside hears you and he is diminished, right? It's just data. Success, mistakes, data. Fix it and move on and accomplish your goals and then move on to the next thing, okay? Stop beating yourself up. Got it? Okay, so when were those 2 hits?
Those 2 hits were in the middle.
In the middle. Okay, cool. So, what did you do? What did you figure out on those 2 hits? You said you fixed your
That
shit.
when I had my grip in order.
And how'd you get your grip in order? What specifically did you get out of the way?
My thumb.
Your thumb.
My thumb.
I want you to mentally cut off your
I
thumb
need
right
another
now.
line.
You need another line? Okay, how about I just fucking cut it off?
Cut it off. Take it.
You're like, take it. Who shot? Okay, cool. Abner, which one was that one right there? You got 5 words.
I want to say it's 5.
Okay, number 5, right? What happened? How'd you fix it?
Shooting hand. Tried to take over instead of relaxing behind the support hand.
Perfect. There you go. Awesome. Well done. Relay 2, you're up. You're shooting the R and RDS.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good shooting.
Thank you, sir.
Feel yourself.
Yeah, I realized.
I don't even know how many I got. 1, 6, 6.
Okay. The one that was. Yeah.
The other ones I've literally watched my after
Do you
I
want
made
critique
the shot
now or
and I saw
later?
it.
Say again?
Do you want help now or later?
Had to
Give me help now.
Okay. You're really cranking
I
down
think
with
I
that,
had- I
and there
also
you have a gap right here too.
Oh, with the shooting hand?
Yeah, you're just sliding forward. And
Okay.
more and more.
Thank you.
staying in it.
That's much better.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Much
that's
better.
when I should
Yeah,
have
much
came
better.
It felt better too. It felt a lot better.
So what do you think happened?
These were, I think,
I don't know, sweaty hands. I mean, just, I don't know.
I didn't really.
That was surprised the hell out of me.
sooner because I.
Oh, sorry about that.
One happened. Is
this story right or wrong?
Because I didn't.
Haven't heard it yet.
Well, he told me,
Tell him.
I just
I tell him,
Yeah.
leaned, I leaned back
my
and
shooting hand position was off and he caught it for me.
out.
Because the last 2 or 3,
Maybe 5.
they were there, right?
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Better. Better.
Thanks, Ryan.
Now you just gotta keep it better.
Yeah, just watched your hand go.
Yeah. Boop,
Time you
boop.
shot. more?
Two more. Everybody throws one, right? Everybody.
Did I throw one?
Yeah, it's at the bottom of my square.
Oh, darn it. Still a line break.
Oh, damn, Scott was standing right there too. Shit, he saw that. Heather saw it too, you're screwed.
I am.
Shooters,
I am.
go get your story together. 20
Put your stories together. Now he's shooting. He's shooting down here. That's the only one he threw.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay, 11. All right, so that was
Yeah.
okay. All right, good shooting. You didn't see it?
No.
If you didn't see it, what does that mean? Slightly, you got sucked in the gun. Just slightly. Okay. Yep. Good shooting. Thank you. Don't blame hydration. Don't blame hydration.
Sloppy, and I was too hydrated.
Right, one, your firing hand one, the other one, your support hand one, right? And it's always a separation like that. Sometimes
That's what you
based on
said.
what you're stressing,
The separation.
right? If you're here, sometimes this wins, sometimes this wins.
Yeah. I noticed
But-
on one, I was
I saw
gripping with
you.
this hand, so I could feel it. Like I don't know why I didn't
So
stop.
then
but,
this
like,
one fought back, but if you have a separation here, if you're here, open hole, you can squeeze with your support hand as much as you want.
Yeah.
The minute it goes like this,
Yep.
it starts
Yep,
going out.
that's right. Pump and hole.
You're going to get right behind the shooter's support hand, behind their support hand, right? That way I can clearly see his grip and his gun when he breaks the shot, bang. You're shooting at such a pace that all I need to do is move my eyes to see if he hit the target, okay? Guys, if you go like this, you're going to have to move your head and you're going to get brass down your back, okay? So it's right behind the shoulder. If your partner is taller than you, right? Just keep on migrating very minimally until you can see all that stuff, okay? Cool, you can relax. Downrange?
Downrange.
What does that do for the shooter? Lets them know about any technical mistakes that they're making, right? How many times the last day or so have she and I go, why are you doing that? He went, I didn't realize I was doing that, right? Because you have it so ingrained into your procedural memory, right? So you as the coach are trying to let them know of any technical breakdowns, okay? More importantly, what does it do for you as a coach? You start matching up proper technique with hits and improper technique with misses. So you build up that internal database and you learn how to fix people, and you fix them. Then you take that knowledge and fix yourself, and then you fix other people later on, and there's a continual cycle of progression there, okay? Cool. So if you see something, say something, unless they hit the 2-inch square, okay? If they hit the 2-inch square, shut your mouth, because they will not be subconsciously receptive. They'll do one of two things. They'll either go, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, I just hit that 2-inch square, and they'll stop listening. Or they will try and listen, but they're so confused because they hit the 2-inch square, they don't know what you're saying, right? So you're gonna go, hey bro, good hit, but get your thumbs up. And they're like, okay, why do you want me to put my thumb in my butt? Right? They'll completely misunderstand it. Don't believe me? Go on the internet and argue about shooting for an hour. See what comes back at you, okay? So wait for them to miss. They'll be more subconscious, receptive to it, okay? Cool. Relay 1, you are shooting the P in MSP. Here we go.
It's not working for me because my trigger finger is scratching there.
You're shooting good.
I was gonna say I'd love to correct you, but like, I did at the end. I don't know if you saw it. You were starting to push down.
Ay, 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 el calor.
They're better than my first one though.
Yeah, clean run, look at that.
Everything
everything was concentrated right here.
Yeah.
But
What happened between
Those
that
ones,
one?
and
Dude, I have no
Why aren't
idea.
they the same height? We need more support hand.
that one, those were,
Drifted left a little bit.
these were on this.
Well, my issue is
I mean, everything was going right here after the first. Like you had one.
my trigger finger is touching.
Everything started.
So either I have to shoot like that, which just doesn't work for me because I've tried it. And
Might be 365, that's what I have to do.
I'm massive. My hands are just freaking huge.
What'd you do, Abner?
Shot clean.
Hell yeah.
It's about time.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Holy
Hell yeah.
Watch the language on that.
That's right.
the language.
Yeah. You know, watch your damn mouth.
That was the very first one.
Yes, it is.
If you can see my eyes, they're glaring. It's just because I'm smiling doesn't mean they're not.
Next 9.
So were you rolling your eyes or glaring at me? Oh. Oh my goodness.
Was the same thing when I told you I fucking...
No, she's not mini-sized. I'm just huge.
All right, so here's my question for you guys. Did you learn more about your shooting in 30 rounds than you ever did in a 300-round ballistic masturbation session?
Yep.
The goal is purposeful practice, right? We do all these things to take ourselves outside of this purpose, of the purpose of our practice, right? And we do say things like this, like finish this axiom. Practice makes
Perfect.
perfect and
Permanent.
permanent. Practice makes perfect. Dismantle that belief system. Because if every time you practice, you demand perfection, you're going to fail every fucking time, right? For example, my LE in here, right? You guys all know that guy. He's awesome in the shoot house, awesome on the mat, awesome in the ring, awesome in the gym. But he's horrible with a goddamn pistol. So the only time you see that guy is when? Quals and in service, right? That's the only time you see him. And he just keeps on getting worse and worse with the pistol, making himself a liability, right? My friends who compete USPSA, you've all seen that tactical Timmy show up to the match. He got his UF pros on there, his triple retention thing, right? He still got his boom on his fucking ear pro and everything, right? He gets up, he shoots the match, right? He's pieing dynamically and fucking getting to points of domination. You're like, that's not part of the thing, dude, right? And then he sits down thinking he's all badass, and then a 68-year-old guy puts down his oxygen mask and pushes his shit in. You never see that guy again. Why? Because he cannot take him not being at the apex of the food chain. Then he goes back to his buddies, like, oh, that fucking gamer shit's gonna get you killed in the street. Nobody was even using cover. Even though he's a SWAT man, has never shot from behind cover his entire fucking life, right? So, because, you like that, buddy? You like that one, right? So, yeah, think about it. It took you a while to think about it. You're like, oh, shit. Anyway, right? Because they demand perfection from themselves, so they just quit. Instead of perfection, demand improvement.